outthinkingparkinsons.com.
This is Dr. Gary Sharp. It's 8th of January 2016. I'm currently in a state of bradykinesia, which means I'm very stiff and quite immobile with my Parkinson's, which makes movement difficult. In this entry, I want to look at outthinking Parkinson's from the point of view of making a cup of tea, a very British thing to do. And this strategy arises from conversations with my partner and carer, Deb Helfrich, from the perspective of a sufferer, and really thinking about what happens and why things are difficult and how to make things easier. So one of the first things we discovered early on is that this sort of motion, any symmetrical motion, so if I'm trying to lift my arms up, it's quite difficult. But if you break the symmetry and do cross type movements, it's a lot easier. So here's a tin with tea bags with a screw lid on, which I need to open. Normally we would face the work surface and we would try and lift the tea caddy up and unscrew it, but that's very, very difficult for me. That upward movement of my arms and bending the elbows and moving from my shoulders. So we've come up with a different way, which is come at it from a different angle. Reach across. There's the caddy. Now, I'll try and get my hand up there to get the lid off. It's going to be very difficult. But what I can do is this. Get my arm up, come at it from above, the lid's off. Again, the lid's on. Now, if I try and do that the normal way, let's get the lid back on. And see how long that takes me? So if I try and lift my arm up, it's very difficult. And unscrewing that, that's going to be very hard to do. So again, arm up, over the top, straight off. Arm up, over the top, take a tea bag out. Always cross motion, left to right or right to left, not front to back, not breaking the symmetry all the time. So that back over there. Now I need to get my cup. Now again, I would try and pick up a cup looking at the surface, but let's do it from the side. I'm going to reach across, I'm going to take the cup, I've got the cup. Now I'm going to pour the remnants of the last cup of tea out. I'm going to put the cup over there, sideways, always sideways. Let's get the milk out. Again, I'm opening sideways the fridge. I'm not looking in the fridge, I'm just reaching across to get the milk out. There's my milk. Now I need to get that lid off, so what am I going to do? Let's put that arm under there. And let's go again. Above. This will be very difficult to do, making a cup of tea. Trying to do it through remembered actions of how we would normally do it. So now I've got to pour the milk. So what I'm going to do, now I've got to think about this, you see. So let's put the milk down. Let's grab it. Let's take it, and let's take this arm, and let's again left to right motions, swinging, using gravity to help. British like milk in their tea, so they must have milk in my tea. Now if I try and put the lid on normally, again it's very difficult. So what I'm going to do, take that, arm up, across, lid's on. Open the fridge from the side, reach across and put the milk in the fridge. Now there's that tea bag. That tea bag needs to go in the cup, unless I'm making a pot, which it's only me, so I'm just going to take that left to right. It's in the cup. Now there's the kettle to boil. Let's say the kettle's been boiled. Save time. So I'm trying to lift it, you see, in the normal way, and it's very difficult, and I've forgotten what I'm doing, so I've always got to be mindful of what we're doing. So I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to come across sideways, grab the kettle handle, and now I have to think about it again, but what am I going to try and do? I'm thinking. I'm going to reach across. I've got to get the bottom up, so I managed to do it. Now I haven't poured that kettle. Pouring motions can be quite difficult if you try and do it in the old-fashioned way before you had Parkinson's. There you go, a nice cup of tea. Cheers. Just got to let it brew a bit and take the tea bag out, but let's put that over there. Now let's put this over here. There's a nice can of tomatoes. Let's put it back over there. Always left to right. It's so much easier. It's so much easier. For me, at least. And it'd be interesting to see other Parkinson's sufferers can get better movement through just thinking through things differently. So this motion is, if I can get my arms up, then I can come across all sorts of ways. Once they're up, like that opens up all sorts of ways of manipulating things. I also find if I bend down, maybe I put things on the floor, and I open things while they're on the floor. There's a balance issue, but it can be much easier. So after a couple of days of looking into this, I'm finding all sorts of new ways, rethinking my movement in such a way that things are easier, which means it's less tiring. And I'm hoping that day by day, these new movements mean I just get more and more used to them, and I can move more and more fluidly and get less and less exhausted. Stay tuned.